Well, hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to this audio programme for the Wiltshire creative production of A Chorus of Disapproval, written by Alan Ayckbourn and directed by Gareth Machin. My name is Colin, and I'll be introducing and describing the show for you. Other members of the creative team are Olivier Dumonceau, designer, Nick Farman, lighting director, Ben Stock, musical director, Joanne Redman, choreographer, and Elizabeth Purnell, sound designer. Recently widowed Guy Jones joins his local amateur light operatic society to find new friends, but ends up getting much more than he bargained for. In the forthcoming production of The Beggar's Opera, Guy is initially cast as a minor character, but a series of unforeseen circumstances see him promoted to the leading role. Unable to say no to wine, women and song, Guy finds himself embroiled in shady deals, steamy affairs, and the occasional pub brawl. Today's performance has an age guidance of 14+ and contains references to death, strong language, sexual references, scenes involving smoking, and violence. A Chorus of Disapproval has a running time of approximately 2 hours and 40 minutes, including a 15-minute interval. A reminder that an abridged version of this audio programme will be delivered 10 minutes before curtain up on audio described performances. The setting of the play. A Chorus of Disapproval takes place in and around a provincial theatre in Pendon, a small town in the north of England during the mid-1980s. It is set around the rehearsals of an amateur production of John Gay's The Beggar's Opera, and is interwoven with and reflects the events of the play. The action occurs between the first rehearsal and first performance of the show. A semicircular stage projects into the auditorium, its rear edges left and right ending in two cream-painted decorative pillars that extend upwards to support the proscenium arch of the theatre. A series of shell-shaped footlights, painted gold, are spaced about the cream perimeter of the stage, which is composed of bare wooden floorboards running front to back. Two sets of steps, left and right, lead down into the auditorium. Placed centre stage is a low open frame structure with steps either side leading to its wooden top. Further right, angled slightly towards the audience, stands an upright piano, its back towards the auditorium. Behind both features, the scenery for The Beggar's Opera consists of a series of purple, pink and lilac overlapping clouds of various sizes, rising vertically one above the other and linking in an arch above the stage. Further rear is an almost transparent scene cloth, through which is glimpsed an angled lighting bar with lamps suspended beneath, and a banner bearing the legend Pendon Amateur Light Operatic Society. Vertical lighting bars, lamps attached, are also placed at the stage sides, left and right. During rehearsals for The Beggar's Opera, the setting is reversed and the audience sees behind the proscenium arch. Then, left and right, are the rear sections of stage flats and lighting booms, while on the back of the lowered scene cloth rear are painted theatrical masks representing the muses of comedy and tragedy. Two large lighting storage boxes are placed centre stage, angled left and right, while on the extreme left-hand side of the stage is a green-painted rehearsal table and chair. Later, the interior of the local pub is suggested by a long wooden bar with hand pumps centre, tall bar stools and shorter seats with red cushions. The front room of David's house is depicted by a large net-curtained window centre rear, with heavily patterned floral drapes either side and an ornate pelmet above. An array of multicoloured Care Bears is placed on the window ledge below, while two sofas left and right of a low occasional table set on a square rug are also covered in the matching floral fabric. A life-size stuffed toy dressed in men's clothing rests upon the sofa on the left. Faye's sitting room is suggested by lurid pink drapes over a large net-curtained window centre rear and two white leather armchairs left and right with pink cushions placed upon them. Matching side tables, painted white, are positioned by each armchair. Rebecca's garden is conveyed by a centrally placed floral patterned parasol and white metal furniture. Hanging baskets are suspended from aluminium stepladders left and right. At the beginning of Act 2, the tea room is represented by 2 white-painted, centrally placed, hooped-back chairs and a table set for dining, placed in front of a silver draped shelving unit. The characters in order of appearance are: Guy Jones, recently widowed, is in his early 40s. He is dressed throughout in a tan sports jacket, dark grey slacks and a white shirt and brown tie under a patterned short-sleeved jumper. Brown laced leather shoes and light-coloured trench coat complete his ensemble. Guy is initially cast as Crook-Fingered Jack, a minor role in The Beggar's Opera. Damien Humbly takes on the role of Guy Jones.
Hello, my name is Damien Humbly and I'll be playing Guy Jones. And sometime during the show you'll hear me say a line like this. Well, yes, it's a little bit tricky. She's a proud old soul, and she always hates it when people know that she lives at Wellfield, so if you could do your best not to mention it, I'd be very grateful. You know what they're like at that age.
David ap Llywelyn, artistic director of the Pendon Amateur Light Operatic Society, is in his late 40s. David wears a dark grey sports jacket over a yellow roll-neck sweater, grey slacks and brown leather shoes. His spectacles hang from a chain about his neck. David has a grey beard and a receding hairline. In Act 2, he wears a black short-sleeved top emblazoned with the Phantom of the Opera mask motif. David ap Llywelyn is played by Robert Bowman.
Hi, my name is Robbie Bowman, and I'm playing David ap Llywelyn. And my line you might hear me say in the play is, "Everything's Welsh in this house, except for her, that is."
Hannah Llywelyn, David's wife, is in her late 40s. Her shoulder-length black hair is cut in a sharp fringe. She wears a full-sleeved white blouse, a green knee-length skirt and matching waistcoat with an embroidered front. Brown, flat-soled house shoes complete her look. Later, she wears a long purple waistcoat. Hannah plays Polly Peacham, Macheath's wife, in the production of The Beggar's Opera. Rebecca Cooper takes on the role of Hannah Llywelyn.
Hi, my name's Rebecca Cooper. I'm playing Hannah Llywelyn, and you'll hear me saying things like, "I'd like to think I'd be missed."
Bridget Baines, brash daughter of the local publican and Palos stage manager, is in her 20s. She is dressed in an England football shirt, a red skirt, blue tights and black Doc Martens boots. Heavy black eye makeup is applied to her face, while her curly brown hair is tied in a high ponytail. Bridget plays Jenny Diver, a pickpocket and sex worker in The Beggar's Opera. Bridget Baines is played by Olivia Forrest.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I play Bridget in the play, and you'll hear me say some lines like, "Right, from the bottom of page 1 then."
Mr. Ames, Palos's shy piano player, is in his 40s. He wears a brown sweater with a piano key motif, a white shirt, a yellow tie, tan corduroy slacks and brown leather shoes. Mr. Ames wears spectacles and is slightly balding. He plays the beggar in the Palos production. Ben Stock takes on the role of Mr. Ames.
Hello, my name's Ben Stock and I'm playing Mr. Ames. You'll mainly hear me playing the piano and speaking very occasionally, but one of my lines is, "Most certainly, sir. To make the piece perfect, I was for doing strict poetical justice."
Enid Washbrook, careworn and over-anxious, is in her late 40s. A little on the stout side, she is dressed in a lilac cardigan and scarf, together with a knee-length brown pleated skirt. Lavender-coloured shoes, a black overcoat and pink-framed spectacles complete her outfit. Later, her formal evening wear consists of a shapeless pink top, a huge bow tied at the neck, a matching skirt, a brown fur stole and silver dress shoes. Enid plays Mrs. Peacham in the amateur production. Enid Washbrook is played by Heather Williams.
Hello, I'm Heather and I'm playing Enid Washbrook. And you'll hear me saying lines such as, "Is your bit all right? Would you like me to tie it again?"
Linda Washbrook, daughter of Ted and Enid, is in her 20s. Slim with shoulder-length black curly hair held in place by a blue hairband, she wears an oversized stone-washed blue denim jacket, over a dark crop top exposing her midriff, white jeans and trainers. Heavy earrings complete her look. She plays Lucy Lockett, Macheath's lover in The Beggar's Opera. Bessie Ewa takes on the role of Linda Washbrook.
Hello, I'm Bessie. I play Linda Washbrook in the show. You will hear me say lines such as, "Snotty little barmaid."
Crispin Usher, an aggressive young man, is in his 20s. Dressed in a sleeveless denim jacket, he wears a white t-shirt, denim jeans and white trainers. Later he dons a black t-shirt, white jeans, a studded black leather waistcoat, black leather boots and sunglasses. Crispin is cast as Macheath, a ladies' man in the Palos production. Crispin Usher is played by George Olney.
Hiya, my name's George and I play Crispin Usher. One of my lines from the show is, "You want to get rid of that piano if people can't use it."
Ian Hubbard, the owner of a local building firm and husband to Faye, is in his mid-30s. He wears a green and white striped top under a white ski jacket, cream slacks and white trainers. Ian is clean-shaven with thick brown hair. Later, at home, he is dressed in a green and white shell suit. Ian portrays Matt of the Mint, a criminal in The Beggar's Opera. Richard Hurst takes on the role of Ian Hubbard.
Hello, I'm Richard, and I play Ian Hubbard. And a line from the show, "We'd like to invite you round some evening, to our place."
Rebecca Huntley Pike, wife of Jarvis, is in her mid-40s. She wears a ruby-coloured top with full sleeves and a long matching skirt under a purple coat. Red shoes with a heel and a brown handbag complete her look. Later, she is dressed in a dark pink, black-spotted ankle-length dress and mustard-coloured shoes. She plays Mrs. Vixen, a seducer of young men in the Palos show. Rebecca Huntley Pike is played by Georgina Sutton.
I'm Georgina Sutton. I'm playing Rebecca Huntley Pike, and she sounds like this. "Oh, quite right, quite right. You put the rest of us to shame, Guy. Mind you, I don't think it would matter that much if I drank myself silly. They always manage to hide me behind a piece of scenery anyway." Do sit down.
Faye Hubbard, Ian's wife, is an attractive young woman in her early 30s. She wears a fitted green dress with short sleeves and oversized buttons, a white coat and white shoes with a heel. Her shoulder-length black hair is tied at the back with a large white bow, and she carries a white handbag. Later, at home, she is dressed in a tight-fitting, multicoloured satin dress slit to the waist under a short white bolero top. She portrays the doxy Dolly Trull in The Beggar's Opera. Sasha Frost takes on the role of Faye Hubbard.
Hi, my name's Sasha Frost, and I'm playing the character of Faye Hubbard, who's married to Ian Hubbard and are active and very enthusiastic members of the Amdram Society. A line from the play is from the pub scene. So when we've all, after rehearsal, we've come to the pub and I'm trying to get the attention of a certain somebody. I won't give too much away. And the line is, "Darling, have you got a light? They're all dreary non-smokers over there."
Jarvis Huntley Pike, a local councillor, is in his late 50s. He is dressed in a dark grey, double-breasted two-piece suit, a white shirt, a dark tie, black leather shoes, a short outdoor coat with a wide brown collar, a flat cap and a long lilac and yellow checkered scarf. Jarvis wears spectacles and sports a dark moustache. In the Palos show, he takes on the role of Lockett, the jailer of Newgate Prison. Jarvis Huntley Pike is played by Andy Cryer.
Hello, my name's Andy and I'm playing Jarvis Huntley Pike. And lines that I might say are, "I'll tell you a very interesting little tale about that bit of land."
Ted Washbrook, Enid's husband and father of Linda, is in his mid-40s. Bald and clean-shaven, Ted is dressed in a light blue buttoned cardigan, a white shirt and patterned tie, cream slacks, brown leather shoes, a dark duffel coat and brown bobble hat. Ted also wears spectacles. Later, his formal evening wear consists of a dark two-piece suit, a neon pink pleated shirt, a pink bow tie and black patent leather shoes. Ted is cast as Peachum, the master criminal in The Beggar's Opera. Lloyd Notice takes on the role of Ted Washbrook.
Hi, I'm Lloyd. I'm playing Ted, and you'll hear me say lines like, "We're going from the top, apparently."
For their appearance in the Beggar's Opera, the cast of the Pendon Amateur Light Operatic Society wear costumes that resemble clothing worn in the early Georgian era. The men are dressed in long, flared frock coats in muted colours. Shorter fitted waistcoats, green and brown, are worn under, with cravats at the neck. Breeches and knee-high black or brown leather boots or shoes complete their outfits. All men wear wide-brimmed tricorn hats over a variety of wigs. McHeath wears a crimson frock coat with horizontal gold embellishments and embroidered waistcoat under. A loose-fitting white shirt, a white cravat, black breeches, black leather boots, a black periwig and black cocked hat with a white trim complete his look. The women wear a variety of full-length coat-like garments with elbow-length sleeves or loose-fitting skirts with matching bodices in yellow, pink, green and blue. Some are bareheaded, some wear mop caps and headdresses with coloured feathers. Aprons, shawls and overskirts are also in evidence. Shoes are matched to the colour of the costume. Alan Ayckbourn and a chorus of disapproval. Born in 1939, Alan Ayckbourn is a multi-award-winning British playwright and director. He has written 89 full-length plays, more than 40 of which have been produced in the West End. His first hit, Relatively Speaking, opened at the Duke of York's Theatre, London in 1967. Other successes include Absurd Person Singular, the Norman Conquests trilogy and House and Garden. There is some debate as to whether Ayckbourn's plays are autobiographical. While it is likely that Ayckbourn's plays reflect his personal situation at the time of writing, he refutes the suggestion that they reflect real life. Often in the past, though heaven knows why, it has been assumed I have based certain of my characters on local living persons. May I emphasise that is certainly not so in the case of A Chorus of Disapproval. To quote the standard disclaimer, the characters and situations are entirely imaginary and bear no relation to real persons or actual happenings. Frequently cited as the most performed living English playwright, Ayckbourn was knighted in 1997. A Chorus of Disapproval was written at the request of Sir Peter Hall for the National Theatre and featured the largest cast to that point of an Ayckbourn play, 13 actors. The play opened in London on the 1st of August 1985 and was a commercial success. It also won 3 major Best Comedy Awards, the most Ayckbourn had yet received for a single play, including his first Olivier Award. It has remained a popular choice with professional and amateur companies ever since. A Chorus of Disapproval marked a shift in the way Ayckbourn worked. Prior to this time, the playwright's first drafts were handwritten in pencil. Midway through writing A Chorus, Ayckbourn bought a word processor. As a consequence, this is the last Ayckbourn play where a first draft exists. Subsequently, early drafts would be deleted. The practical needs of the play proved straightforward with an emphasis on lighting effects. The production also blurred the role boundaries between the cast and the production team, the latter acting as the stage crew when resetting scenes. A Chorus of Disapproval is set around the rehearsals for an amateur production of John Gay's The Beggar's Opera and is interwoven with and reflects the events of the play. In the play, Guy Jones, an unassuming widower, joins the Pendon Amateur Light Operatic Society. By accident rather than design, he advances from a small part to the leading role. Ayckbourn wrote in 1985, "Guy is an absorbent. Instead of having a central character who is a dynamo driving everyone on, I've always been interested in having a vacuum, a giant slate that everyone scribbles on." While in 1996 he reflected, "I like the idea of writing about an amateur drama group, as it contains a good cross-section of every level of society, and this group is doing The Beggar's Opera. This is usually filled with romanticised pimps, prostitutes and highwaymen, but here we see their modern equivalent as property developers, dodgy builders and bored housewives. Gay's play not only had a plot which echoed almost perfectly the one I intended to write, it also fitted the hero, the anti-hero, the newcomer, the cynical ending, so the whole thing made wonderful sense. John Gay's The Beggar's Opera follows a band of double-crossing thieves, rogues and sex workers in the criminal underworld of 1720s London. The play centres on Macheath, a womanising highwayman who has secretly married Polly Peachum. While little known today, the play was a huge success in its era. Technically, it is a ballad opera, which is similar to a modern musical, designed for the masses. It focuses on lower-class anti-heroes, and its 69 airs, or songs, are satirical adaptations of well-known folk tunes. Throughout the piece, Gay mocks London's criminal underworld, England's corrupt political system, and, most of all, opera itself. Born to a prominent merchant family in Barnstaple, John Gay was apprenticed to a silk merchant in London. Finding this profession uninteresting, Gay started writing comic plays for a newspaper, the British Apollo, but quickly realised he could only make a living if he found a wealthy patron. In 1728 he wrote and staged The Beggar's Opera, which remains his best-known work. Set in the bustling city of London in the early 18th century, this was a period of massive growth and transformation in the English capital. As money flowed into London from around the world, the city also attracted a large criminal underclass which sought to profit from this newfound prosperity. The Beggar's Opera is characterised by a satirical tone that casts a critical eye upon both the rich and the poor, a key element of Gay's work being the inversion of conventional morality.